All right, guys, on the bench we have a Galaxy DX959B. It's the B model. Basically, the only difference is you get a backlit front face and blue display. That's pretty much it. As far as performance goes, really no difference between the B and the regular 959. Yeah, just cosmetics. And probably, I'd say, in my opinion, I would rather have just the regular 959. These do have issues. The technology that Galaxy uses is very similar to the Cobra Night Watch in the way the illumination is, in the way that the front faceplate's illuminated. So it's also susceptible to the same problems that the Cobra Night Watch has. And you also get that little buzzing sound that basically gets injected into the receive. Not always, but usually the buzzing sound from the driver for the front face there. You can kind of hear it, just like little high-pitched buzzing. Yeah, that it's almost impossible to get rid of in your receive. Another drawback to these B models of the 959. So my opinion, if you're looking for a Galaxy DX, just go for the regular 959. It's not worth paying the extra to have the front face illuminated, and to have that, your receive audio be distorted or ruined by that little buzzing sound. But anyway, so this is Kenny down in North Carolina. Hopefully you're doing okay, and that hurricane mess didn't affect you too bad, or at all, I hope. But this radio here, based on the note, he bought this with the Peak Performance package and a static 636L mic from Walcott Radio. Yeah, he's having some power issues with it not turning on. And then he said if it can be fixed, to install a RFX95HD kit into it. Yeah, he wants to get like 50 watts. So, well, if you do that kit, you're going to get a little bit more than 50 watts. And that's it. So, it's a shame that this radio is only a few months old and it's already giving him issues. We all know the issues that pretty much any new radio is having, and that's quality control issues. Galaxy is no different. So, well, let me get it open first, see what's going on, and we'll take it from there. And then what we'll do is we'll take some baseline measurements of power and receive, and then we'll see how that compares to the RFX95HD install. So, all right, let me get this open, and we'll take it from there. All right, as you can see, the radio is on. I spoke to the customer, and there was another issue, not radio related, that I'm not going to get into, but yeah, so the radio's working fine as far as power-wise goes. It's turning on and off fine. But obviously here, the backlight display is not working on the radio, and it is, and it's broken. It's not anything that's loose or whatever. It's just a poor design. The Cobra Night Watches suffer from the same problem. So it is what it is. But anyway, like I said, I spoke to the customer. Even though the radio is a year old, he just doesn't want to have the hassle of sending this back and forth to Galaxy and then sending it back to me, and then by the time he's all said and done, he's got more money into it than the radio is worth. So You know, something we agreed on. So he doesn't really care that the display doesn't work. He just wants a good working radio. And I agree with him there. You know, if this display isn't working, I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose of buying a 959B, right? I mean, it's the same thing like the night watches. You buy the night watch to have that feature, and then, you know, a year later, it's broken. I'll tell people the same thing with these Galaxies as I will with the night watches. Just don't buy them. They're just not worth it. And then I don't know if you can hear it, but for those who have this radio know exactly what I'm talking about. There's that little high pitch. It's from the driver. It's that high pitched sound that drives the display here. So some radios, I don't understand why it happens in some radios and not in others, but that little buzzing sound, like I stated before, gets in your receive audio sometimes, and there's just no way around it. So what I'm going to do is, because this display is obviously not working, I am just going to disconnect this display from that driver and get rid of that little buzzing sound. It's wicked annoying, just like on the night watch. It's super annoying, in my opinion, of course. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Call it a day and have himself a good working radio, because other than that, it's a nice looking radio. I do like the blue. Me personally, I don't like the blue in the meter. I'd rather see a nice bright white LED to read the meter a little bit better. But when you look at the aesthetics of the radio, it kind of goes. The black with the blue and the chrome, it just looks great. It looks nice. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and do whatever is necessary to get this radio working right. I'll put on the RFX kit, and I think he's going to have himself a superb radio. So, all right, let's see. I got it on the watt meter, and we have, yeah, it's off. We're on channel 19, by the way. It's off by 4 or 5 hertz, so we can get that closer. Hold on here, what are we on? Low power, RF powers all the way. Let's start with it all the way down. So we have about 2 watts. Yeah, about 2 watts. Audio, 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 audio. Coming back down to like 18. Alright. Which is kind of high for having the RF power all the way down. Alright, so what do we got here now? We have a carrier of like 10 watts. Audio, audio, audio. It's going like 30. And I'd say right around 28 PEP. Yeah, I'd say for this radio, with these single final radios, that's a little bit on the high side. Oh, and by the way, that's another option you can do with these. It's kind of a pain in the butt, and I personally don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. Is you can make this into a dual final, but on average, what do you get? Maybe like 10 watts extra. I don't think it's, me personally, I don't think it's worth it. If you're gonna put the work into getting a little bit more power out of it, I definitely think these RFX kits are the way to go. But anyway, let me get this on the scope. See what we got for a waveform here. Well, that explains why. That explains why it is that high. Max, yeah, max. Let's turn it all the way down. See what we got for a waveform. Wow, it's really pinched, huh? All right, well. Let's see if we can improve upon that. Well, listen, I'm not going to call out anybody on this. I know he got the peak and tune kit or whatever else. You never know. Someone else could have already been in here after, what was this? Who did this? Oh, Walcott. Yeah, that's right, Walcott. You know, so you really can't blame anybody for having tuned something like this. So you never know. But anyway, regardless, that's wrong, and it needs to be fixed properly. And with this RFX kit installed, power shouldn't be an issue. 100 watts, more or less, will be plenty for this radio and for what he wants as well. So, let me get this back on frequency. I'll get this. Hopefully, nothing is bypassed or cut or messed with too bad. Hopefully, it's just cranked. The pots are just cranked. And yeah, let's do a receive sensitivity test, because I know out of the box these are pretty deaf, not because the radio themselves are deaf, they just come misaligned from Galaxy that way. I've had several of these be not up to snuff on the receive side of things. So let me get this on the signal generator and just make sure that you know, we do have an S9 at the meter and we do have some good ears. So let me get this hooked up on the signal generator. Stand by. All right, so we're on channel 19 and it does have an S9. I know it's kind of tough to see, but again, that blue LED in the meter is not my favorite, but anyway. There we go, that's a little bit better. Yeah, it's an S9. So that's right on. Couldn't get any better than that. All right, let's see what we got for sensitivity. -80, it's -90, -100, it's 110, 111, -111. I'll call it that, -112. Alright. Yeah, it's a good look, good listen radio. So, somebody definitely has, when they probably did their peak and performance tune or whatever, somebody has definitely done the right thing here with the receive, because these radios do not normally come, at least the ones that I've had right out of the box, do not normally come that sensitive. So yeah, that's good. So anyway, we'll get the transmit waveform looking a little bit better. We'll get this RFX kit on here, and we'll have this radio working great. So, all right, let me get into this and see exactly what's going on. All right, stand by. All right, well, I got the RF power high and low adjusted now properly. So when you key up on, let's put this to RF power, let's put this to low setting. Should be right around 1 watt per service manual. Okay. And let's see what PEP is. Well, it comes back down to 4. That's that waveform. Way better looking. Alright, so that's 1 watt. Let's get this RF power up. We have 4. Audio. Audio. Right, it's hitting 20, but it's coming back down to like 15. But what's more important is that waveform, way better. So, yeah. You don't want to amplify trash, so if you amplify trash, you're just going to get bigger trash, right? That's pretty much the basics, plain terms. So, what I'll do is after I get the frequency adjusted, but I want to put the RFX amp on first, and then I'll adjust the frequency, and then make sure that everything else is fine. But what I'll also do is I will readjust RF power based on the instructions of the RFX kit. So based on that is, based on what they say to do, is what I'll do to the radio. And then we'll see what we get for max power. So yeah, that's about it for now. I got to take off that, I got to drill out these rivets. Put a hole in the center there, mount the RFX kit, find 8-volt transmit, pretty easy. It's really, really easy. To install these kits, it takes more time drilling and making sure that, you know, no stray pieces are in the radio itself, rather than tuning it, really, you know, honestly. So yeah, the hookup is what takes most time. The tuning it is pretty easy. But while I'm here, I'm going to take care of some of this other stuff that's here, like you know, it's stuff like this that I don't know how it passes quality control, you know. So yeah, I'll be going through the whole foil side of this radio, making sure that everything is everything's cool here, going over some of these traces, because that's just you know, they really should be tins. So yeah, I'll be going over the whole radio, both foil side and component side, making sure that everything is cool. And that's really about it for this radio. So yeah, let me get this RFX kit installed, and we'll take it from there. Alright, stand by. Alright, the RFX unit is installed, and I think I have this set up pretty nice. So let's go over, well, first, back on frequency, channel 19. Alright. Let's see what, so using the RF gain pot, let's go first all the way down, and let's go back to the 30. So it's the bottom scale there. So we have right around a watt on low. Let's go back to high. Right around 12. So now, according to the paperwork, you shouldn't exceed an 18-watt carrier. So we're well, sorry, I should have this out before, but we're well below that. So yeah, we got a 12-watt carrier. So, and meters, I know it's tough to see, but it's right there on the 4, where it's supposed to be, technically. Also mounted this is the bottom side of the radio. I didn't want to mount it on the top side, so that's your ID plates. Your ID plate will be on the bottom side. So now let's see what it's doing for peak. It will hit like 100. But it comes back down to, I think, like about 80 or so peak. So, alright, we'll do low first. Back up to the 300. All right. What's that? 50, 60, 60, 70. All right, let's go back up to high. Back to like 80, 85. I mean, she'll hit 100, but yeah, I'd say like 85 is nominal. But yeah, so this is a good talking radio here. I think it's the best bang for your buck when it comes to power. Anything in between, you know, my opinion, anything in between 100, like I think your next jump where you can actually see a noticeable difference would probably be like 300. For me, anything in the middle, in between that, is just not worth. I don't think it's worth, you know, purchasing like 150. What is it, the RFX150 or whatever. You know, I don't think you're actually at the end result. I don't think you're going to see any major improvements. These RFX95 kits, they're pretty damn good. So yeah, so that's about it. So let me nice clean install. These are easier to install actually in the Cobra 29s because you don't have that that heat sink that pops out on the back. So normally on the 29s I use that shark skin tape. That's like kind of like cut-proof tape. But in the case of this, I just put a rubber grommet through, so that way the wires don't chafe and ground down. Is the last thing you want to do. But yeah, it's looking good. So let me get this, and it's aligned. Everything is back on frequency. So yeah, let me get the covers back on this and see if we can maybe get a radio check or, you know, something. So anyway, we got a nice waveform back. We have it back on frequency. Yeah, that's a major thing to accomplish here. I think we got a good radio again. So oh yeah, I went through the back side of it and I touched up those areas there that were not tinned. And I took a look at the rest of the radio. Everything seems to be okay. There were a couple of solder pieces that were almost touching. It was like right up here in this area. So I took care of that. And yeah, it's unfortunately a thing with these new radios. The quality control is just it's gone right out the window. But especially with the Galaxies, I've opened a bunch of newer Galaxies, and in the actual covers, you can see little chunks of solder or you know, little pieces of components that probably were ground down, but then fell off during transport or something. You know, it's very common, and it doesn't take much because these traces are super small, and the components are very close together, so it doesn't take much to have something bridge over and create problems, you know. So a good thing to do is, even at home, is to just open up the covers and, you know, just put your eyes on the back side of it, and if you see anything that's like bridged, or if you see like something that's not ground down properly, just take like a toothpick, nothing metallic, you know, like I don't know if you guys have like an old, you know, non-conductive screwdriver or something, and just pick them off. It's something that will save you in the long run. It's very common on these Galaxies to have little pieces of stuff in the case, in the cover. So anyway, let me get this back on, and we'll do some channel surfing, and then hopefully we'll get maybe we'll get a radio check. All right, stand by. All right, so before I put the covers on, I want you guys to hear the receive audio on this. I got all the equipment off. Hopefully you can hear it. So that's the sound that you just can't get rid of unless you you know, disconnect this driver. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So it's right here. It's that ribbon cable, kind of like on the night watches. Same type of setup. I'm not telling you guys to do this unless you want to, but you know, if your front display is working, if the backlight's working, you know, whatever, leave it. But in the case of this, where this one's already dead, there's no reason to have that connected still. So if you can quiet up the receive, you know, for me it's the way to go. So let me get rid of that. I'm gonna disconnect that. Stand by here for a sec. And there we go. So it's disconnected now. Nice and quiet. Just like a regular 959. Alright. Yeah. I mean, again, hate to repeat myself, but if your display if your backlight's not working, there's no reason to tolerate that humming sound. There's no reason to have that in your receive, because the only reason why it's doing that is to have this backlit working. So if it's not working, just go ahead and disconnect it. You know, you can have a nice quieter receive. All right, let me get this back together. All right, it's all back together officially. Looking good. Yeah, I mean, the radio wasn't old anyway, so it was well taken care of. I mean, it's less than a year old, but all right, let's see how it sounds on AM. We're on channel 20. Audio, hold on. Let me turn this up. I'm gonna try to talk over these people. Audio. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing out this Galaxy DX959B with an RFX95HD amp on the back. Yeah, sounding really good, I think. Sounding good, looking good. Yeah, we got this radio back working to good status, I guess. All right, yeah, I'm trying to talk over this skip that's coming in, but I think we get the idea here. All right, guys, let's move on from here, and we'll put on the antenna and see if we can get a radio check. All right, let's see what's going on out there. Definitely was.
What's up to 12 meters on this here? It's cleaning up on 12 meters on this 450 here. Yeah.
Must have just missed the skip.
All of a sudden, I had like 10 people in there. Sounded like stress. That's what the needle on the amplifier says.
Yeah, let's go back to AM. That Galaxy noise filter just sounds like ass. I don't particularly care for that one. It's so muffled. I barely understand it. That's weird. Let's go back to lower sideband. See if we can get a radio check.
40 watts, his is like 100 watts on all the band. 12 and 10 too. It works 12 and 10. And that's kind of yours is high, but you can adjust that in the back. Well, somebody else can do 140, 160 with a wave, another one. What kind of skateboard? Northwest Indiana, 561. TQCQDX, 444. 447. You know, he's just stuck the same place like 300 times already. Like, you're not even work out. Do the microphone out there. Yeah, you're making a hell of a job down there, man. Yeah, I'm about 80 miles south of the same position with the fire trip. 614, you got a real loud signal up here in northwest Missouri, 220 waving. Well, 220 Missouri. You know, good gig. All right, man. I appreciate the contact out there in Arizona. That's cool. All right, 73 your way. I mean, you're fitting my needle out up here in northwest Missouri, no doubt about it. 220. Sanchez, down in the trailer park. Come in. Trailer park 1. Cool.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to find a good person to contact here, but 320 Boston, Massachusetts, waving. 320 Boston, Mass, waving. Anybody got a copy on 320 Boston? Alright, try again. 320 Boston, Massachusetts, waving. 320 Boston, Mass. Anybody got a copy on me? 320.
So I thought maybe if I hear you, you hear me. Looking at this unamplified Silver Eagle sitting here, what can I do with that, I wonder?
Alright guys, well, I'll leave it here. I don't want to make this video any longer than what it is. Almost made contact there, but... Alright guys, thanks for watching.